Welcome to 10 Minutes with Stephanie Clark, where it's not always going to be exactly 10 minutes. My name is Stephanie Clark, and I'm coming to you from Virginia Beach, Virginia. This is a new video series where we're going to talk a lot about real estate and a little bit about life. Each episode, I'm going to introduce you to someone who is gifted in their profession, who's making a contribution to the real estate world, and who I think is pretty awesome. But first, I'm going to introduce myself. Not that I'm on the awesome list, but I'm a realtor, team leader, and property manager. I'm also a mom, a wife, and most importantly, a Christ follower. I've been selling houses for 27 years, and all 27 of those years, I've been with RE/MAX Alliance, best brokerage on the planet. There is someone very important I want to introduce you to today. She's very special to me, someone who's been by my side for all 27 years of my real estate career, but also by my side for over 50 years because she happens to be my sister. She's my team manager, head closing coordinator, and many of you agents out there know her. You've worked with her on all the sales that you've done with our team, and lots of our clients love this person because she helps them get to the closing table. So I would like to welcome Kristin Harrell-Bowles.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to mention I am your younger sister.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
She is 4 years younger.
Yes.
But you thought you were older than me as a child because you would boss me around.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Very first child personality.
Yeah. First child personality as the second child. It was very unusual.
Yes.
So now we kind of laugh that I boss you around, but really I don't boss you around. You still boss me around, but that's okay.
You try. You try.
I try. You do a great job for our team. So thank you. Before we get into the importance of having a closing coordinator, I wanted to, which is also sometimes called a transaction coordinator. I wanted to ask you, what does a closing coordinator do? What do you do on the team?
Once we have a ratified contract, we get the buyers or sellers from that point to closing. So loan approval process, appraisal process, inspections, from the minute you sign the paperwork to the minute you sign the closing paperwork, I'm by your side.
Yes, you make it very easy for the agents to do an amazing job. But let's talk now about the early days of the team. So we've been doing this a long time. So I felt like we were babies when we started. But our mom, Fran Rodenberg, the original team leader, got us into this crazy business. She's retired now and happily living at Westminster Canterbury with my dad. What was it like? What were some crazy things you remember in the early days?
We worked in always home offices for years, and you had the two boys there. I had a daughter and a son. From the time they were born, we were coming to home offices. So you would come in, remember, and you would have to nurse a baby and hurry because you had to go show a house. I'd take the baby. Once they were a little bit older, I'd drive them to preschool for us. I'd come back and work. You'd probably be out with clients. You'd leave me notes on what I needed to do. We really piecemealed the whole thing together to make it work because mothering was just as important to us as the career.
That's true. That's true. We were able to make mothering a priority while still building a business, which I did love. You don't get maternity leave when you're in real estate.
No.
That's one thing that always is like, I wish we did. I remember showing a house. I'd had a baby, Casey. 2 weeks later, I was showing a house. And I was like, it was a 2-story house. And I'm like, to the set of the buyers, do you think I could wait down here while you go upstairs?
Oh my gosh.
And I know there's so many people, agents who've experienced having babies and selling real estate. So kudos to you guys who are out there with young ones. It's very hard, but it gets much easier when your kids get older.
Yes,
and then now as an empty nester, it's a breeze.
Right.
I can come and go as I want. I don't have to feed anybody. So that's what I love.
Including your poor husband.
That's
who
true.
Doesn't get fed.
He has to fend for himself.
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about this role as how important it is to sales agents, the closing coordinator, the transaction coordinator. So how does your role help the agents on our team? We have 10 agents on the team. So in case you don't know that, there's like 28 people on the team total. So 10 of us are sales agents. So how does your role as part of the sales admin staff help agents?
By my being gifted administratively, I'm able to sit in the office all day while you guys go out and can show buyers and sellers so that you guys are focused on your clients. I'm focused on emails that come in, on requests when you guys are emailing me things and needs that the buyers have, random questions the buyers and sellers have. I'm always sitting there and I'm able to help them whether or not you're in the field with a client. So our buyers and sellers love that. They love having access to somebody. It feels like 24/7, but I do try to turn my phone off at 9. But by 6 a.m., I'm back emailing the clients because I take great pride and value in being able to service our clients.
You are very dedicated to our team, to our clients, and the fact that you do answer texts and emails after hours. And that's important when you support agents because our agents, we all work 7 days a week, 16 hours a day.
Right.
I say 7 days a week, 16 hours a day. So to have your support in the closing process for after hours is really, really great.
I love it.
We do. We want our agents out selling houses, helping buyers, helping sellers, not doing paperwork. You know, our team, we have a listing coordinator and a marketing coordinator. So we have agents have a lot of support that keeps them able to work with buyers and sellers and not have to get bogged down with all those details. And some agents aren't gifted administratively.
Right.
A lot of salespeople aren't. They're amazing salespeople, but they just don't have those gifts. So to have a closing coordinator and the other positions on the team and our sales support staff just helps make them successful when it might keep them from attaining the levels of success they could without the support. So I'm really thankful for that you do for our agents. And I know the agents love you. Now, I do hear some clients will say, I'll go and interview for listings. Okay. So I don't love interviewing. Of course, I just always want to be chosen, but that's, a little bit arrogant of me, I know. But I do often interview, and the client will say, well, who will we be working with? Will we be working only with you, or will there be a lot of people we'll be talking to? And I say, honestly, I'm your agent. I'm always your agent. I'm available to you every single day. But I do have a listing coordinator and a closing coordinator that you'll also be talking to because you want to have me working with other people because we can do a better job for our sellers and for buyers.
And once our clients have met Rebecca and met me over email, once they see how involved we are and how much we want to help take care of them, I think that goes by the wayside.
You're right. But sometimes they just can't get that concept until they hire us.
Right.
And then they're like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Like how does anyone do it without a team?
Right.
I don't know how they do, because it lets everybody do their highest and best use. My highest and best use is listing homes, prepping them for the market, negotiating contracts, showing buyers homes, writing offers, trying to win offers in this crazy market we're in where everyone's competing.
Right.
So to have someone else having a team backing us up is just so valuable. So I do want sellers and buyers to understand that a team is really the best way to go, in my opinion. And at the end of the process, they all feel that way.
Every single one.
Every single one. I mean, we get rave reviews. We always try to get reviews from our clients after the sale. So many of them mention you in their review and how great Kristin was to work with, which says a lot about you and your role. They feel like they were serviced by their agent and by you. Now Rebecca also, but if they have a listing, she's our listing coordinator and does a great job. But
and I have to say, for admin, that is one of the highest compliments. Is to get. It's great to hear our agents say that they love us and they love the work we're doing. But when we get emails from agents on the other side and from our clients, that means the absolute world to me. Yes. Every single one is still treasured after 27 years.
I know. That's so great. I love it. So, Kristin, we all kind of think of you as the closing hero. So do you have, there's so many stories, it's hard to pull from, but can you remember any story where you did feel like the hero?
Well, back in the short sale era, so maybe 2010, we had a deal that had a lot of working parts on the buyer and seller side. And we had to stick with it. We had to stick with day in and day out, checking with everybody, it was like herding cats. It ended up taking 9 months from the time we ratified to closing. And we laughed that I could have had a baby from the time that we ratified the contract and got to the closing table.
That's funny.
Never had one take that long since then, thank heaven.
And hopefully we won't go back to short sales.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, really, fingers crossed. Also, I just want to mention another great thing you do, because you've been doing this so long, 27 years doing processing contracts, is you can notice when something is not going right. When you can anticipate a roadblock. Like you can anticipate that something doesn't seem right about the buyer's loan. And we need to work on this right away. Or a problem we're working with today, we get a survey back and there's a lot of issues on the survey. And we just you help tremendously work through those problems of how we can get buyer and seller happy and agreed on solutions. You're very good at finding solutions. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Looking for the red flags before they're red flags and taking care of them.
Yes. Okay. So my advice to any agent is to get yourself a great closing coordinator.
Not me. I'm not for sale.
No.
Nope.
Definitely Kristin is not for sale. There's no price you could pay that she would come over to you.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Okay. I shouldn't have said that. And my advice, of course, to buyers and sellers is to work with an agent who has a closing coordinator. You don't want that sales agent having to do all of the work behind the scenes and paperwork in addition to helping you buy or sell a house. And they're doing it for multiple people. You know, a lot of agents are juggling 10 to 20 to 30 clients each, and it can be too much. So sometimes if you notice a response time is slow, that can be because, the agent's just too busy. Right. And we try to have a great response time, and you help with that as well. Okay, so anything else you want to say that we didn't talk about?
Our agents, you included, and our 9 team agents are out of this world. They are rock stars. We have the current buyers and sellers who love them. Our past buyers and sellers love them. I promise they will do an amazing job for any buyer or seller that's coming our way. We love to take care of them. Each of our agents is so uniquely gifted, and we've seen them work in tough situations. They'll come in and tell me about a contract they wrote, and we're sure they're not going to get it. And I'll be darned, they go to bat and they work relentlessly and tirelessly to get the house sold, to get the house bought for the buyer. And it's so great when they come in and we're excited.
We do. We celebrate wins, especially when we're competing with offers and we actually get our buyer gets the house. Like that's huge. Everyone like hollers and it's a big deal because it's so hard in this market. But we know secrets. We know secrets to getting buyer contracts accepted. So that's
which comes from 27 years.
27 years. We know how to get your contract accepted. Okay, so I want to do something fun with you. It's called a Fast Five. I'm going to ask you some of your favorites. Okay. What is your favorite restaurant?
Cobalt and Fujiyama.
All right. What's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Travel, hunt, read, sit at wineries.
Did you hear that? She's a closing coordinator who hunts. You probably won't find that anywhere else in the United States of America. Okay, favorite show?
Daisy Jones and the Six.
Daisy Jones and the Six. Okay, I'm on episode 2 so far. I love it.
Yes.
But I have to tell everybody, I'm sorry. I'm like making this about me now. It's so terrible. But I just want to say that The Night Agent, we just watched, and that was an incredible, incredible show also.
Okay, I'll put that on my list
you need
next.
To watch The Night Agent. Okay, what's your favorite vacation spot?
I have been to a lot of great places, but we are going to Italy next week. So I have a feeling that might take over as number 1.
I've been to Italy, and yes, it will take over as number 1, guaranteed. Lastly, what is your favorite thing about your home?
I have a small sunroom off the back, all glassed in, that sits right over the lake, and the views are amazing, and I love to sit in there and just relax.
That's great. That's great.
Well, every once in a while, I get my husband to play a game in there, which makes it even better.
That's sweet. Well, I've had so much fun talking to you, introducing you to the world, and we're just so thankful for you and your 27 years on the team. Before we close, I want to just say, different topic, I'm not a very good reader. I don't read a lot of books. I always say I'm too extroverted to read. I like to talk to people. I don't like to have my nose in a book, but much to the chagrin of my friend Micah Cummings. Now, I have read a book, just finished it. I think it's fabulous. It's one of the best I've ever read, so I wanted to tell you about it. It's called 10 Words to Live by Jen Wilkin. So this is the book I recommend today. I might have a book recommendation for you next time, but most likely I won't read another book between now and then. Anyway, it's been great talking to you, to Kristin, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.